Okay, linear inequalities, but this time we're talking about how to graph a system of linear inequalities. So if you remember, this word system means that we have two or more that are going to happen at the same time. So we're talking about linear inequalities, so there's going to be two of them or more, and we're going to graph them to see what the solution is of the entire system. So check this out. We have two linear inequalities here, and we are going to graph them both. And then to determine the solution, we're going to look at where did their shaded areas, or where did their solution sets overlap. So first, let's just look at the top inequality. And this top inequality, we're going to graph in yellow. So starting with -2, because it's the number that's by itself. And then I'm going to count my rise over run, so up 1 and over 4 to get some more points here. But now I need to decide dotted or solid. So I'm looking at my inequality symbol. It's a less than symbol. There's no or equal to, it's just less than, so that tells me it needs to be dotted, which means I'm going to leave some gaps in this line. And then a less than symbol also tells me I'm going to shade below. Now here's a really big tip that I got for you. Anytime you're going to graph two inequalities at the same time, do your shading very lightly at first. So since this is the beginning of the problem, I'm going to shade the bottom part very lightly. I'm not going to do very much, just pretty light. Okay, now let's look at the bottom equation. The bottom equation I'm going to graph in blue. So -3x plus 2y is greater than or equal to 4. Well, I got to do some rearranging before I can graph this equation. I need it in explicit form with the y by itself. Divide everything by 2 here so that I can really get the y to be all by itself. So there's my inequality. I'm going to graph the 2 first. And then I'm going to go up 3 and over 2 for my rise over run. And now I need to decide dotted or solid line. Well, it's greater than or equal to. That or equal to part tells me it's going to be a solid line. And then, since it's a greater than or equal to, I'm going to shade above the blue line. So again, I'm keeping my shading pretty light, but I'm going to shade everything above the blue line. Now, what's really important is we need to look for where did the shadings, or where did the solution sets overlap. So where did my yellow solution set and my blue solution set completely overlap each other? Because the area that they overlap is the solution set to the entire system. So it's really important that we have that overlapping area. And what I'm going to do is once I find that overlapping area, I'm going to go back and I'm going to shade that part extra dark, or shade that part in another color. And right here in this triangle of space is the area where the yellow and the blue shadings overlapped. So that is my solution set. Everywhere else does not count as a solution. Only that pink triangle there, because that's where both solution sets overlap.